Hello everyone and welcome back guys to the end of my F1 2019 Haas Road to Glory Season 2, where like it's tradition now on this channel. We have a bit of a look back and a recap of Season 1 of the Haas Road to Glory. As you can see, for those of you that didn't watch obviously the final race of the season that probably went live earlier on today, I would highly recommend going back and checking that video out obviously before this one, or there probably will be spoilers from this video. As you can already tell on your screens, there is the final World Championship standings at the end of the day. But yeah, what a crazy season it was. An interesting one, to be honest. I don't think I've legitimately ever ran a series on F1, on any of the F1 games that has been so realistic, I say in loose quotation marks at the end of the day. It's been a really interesting season, I'll be honest with you guys, and if we have a look through, obviously there's a few things in terms of the other teams, the other drivers, things like that are pretty off the wall, a bit crazy. But for us personally, we ran, if I was in a coma and this was F1 2020 and I looked at the Haas results, we ran quite a realistic season, I'll be honest with you guys, at the end of the day. Now, something that I've never actually done before, we'll actually have a look at the progress history at the start of Season 2, and as you can see, it was certainly a long road. We actually went into Australia, the worst car on the grid for this season. We got back past Toro Rosso pretty early on. Toro Rosso, yeah, still not a team that's had any success on F1 2019 Haas Road to Glory. We got past them pretty quickly, got to about Alfa Romeo at the Monaco Grand Prix, jumped Mclaren at Silverstone. They actually were very clever, very close to us for the next couple of rounds. And then, yeah, Hungary, we started to pull away. And as we head towards Season 3, you can see Mercedes, who came into Season 2 with the best car, they're now our next aim. They have really just flatlined. You can see pretty much through the entirety of Season 2, they were very much just flatlined on this Haas Road to Glory career mode there. And yeah, we've made a lot of progress. I'd argue Season 2, realistically, it's probably us or Racing Point, perhaps, us or Racing Point, maybe Williams, that have probably made the most sort of raw performance progress, and obviously it doesn't quite work out like that in the races a lot in this series, but, we've made a lot of progress in Season 2, and I'm hoping Season 3 will continue on that, same progression as we head in towards the next World Championship. And having a look, actually, we'll quickly do that before I forget as well, before Season 3, we'll claim a couple of quick free upgrades on the car. We've either got, we'll go with the exhaust power upgrade. What does that do? A refined exhaust design with reduced back pressures provides improved scavenging properties, resulting in additional power. We will finish off of that, and look at that, that should give us again the best engine in Formula 1. We've got 1,100 R&D points. We're actually going to save that for a factory efficiency. Yeah, we'll probably do that on the chassis department as well, but we're 27 points short of that at the moment, so we won't be able to do that in towards Season 3. And if you look at that, according to the performance, we should jump Mercedes ready for Season 3, which is something I didn't quite expect to say in all honesty. But yeah, this video is meant to be more of a recap of Season 2, a bit of a reflection. And first of all, before we jump into this, I'd just really like to say thank you. Now, those of you that sort of make YouTube videos, you watch a lot of YouTube, you'll know the algorithm is certainly volatile, is probably the best way to describe it at the end of the day. It has its ups, it has its downs, and it makes it quite difficult, I'll be honest, at times for a content creator like me. Now, I know I don't get the best views, per subscriber, but I have fun, and that's the most important thing at the end of the day. And I remember, heading into Season 2, quite early on, unfortunately, I was actually ill for a few days, and yeah, over the course of those, I think I missed like 4 days, and obviously the views just tanked, unfortunately. So, it doesn't bother me too much at the end of the day. It's certainly been noticeable, but ultimately, for those of you guys that are sticking around, are still enjoying this video, I want to head into Season 3 and know, that the people that are still watching, they're enjoying it for what I wanted this career mode to be. It's not something dramatic, not that we're winning races instantly. It is a proper grind F1 2019, and honestly, I'm quite happy with that with Haas. We've got to make a lot of progress. I've noticed a lot of comments from you guys in recent videos, saying sort of, Matt, I really do like how, you're sticking with Haas, you're not trying to jump ship something like that. You are, working for that, and that's sort of what I want this to be. I don't want to jump ship. I want to bring Haas to the top. It's a Haas road to glory on F1 2019. So that is really the aim that I want to achieve here on this game. And as you can see, though, let's have a look in towards the end of Season 2. A bit of a recap. Sebastian Vettel finally gets that 5th world title and, his first with Ferrari there. He moves back to just one behind Lewis Hamilton, which means between F1 2010 and obviously this is effectively F1 2020, Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel have won every world championship but one, obviously with Nico Rosberg wrapping up the 2016 world title there. Charles Leclerc, he is certainly a man to watch as we head in towards Season 3. Unfortunately, he had a bit of a rough start to Season 2, and, by the time Ferrari unfortunately slacked off, it kind of meant that he couldn't try and claim back all the points that he really, could have, potentially been able to if Ferrari had maintained a good level of performance there. Hamilton comes through for P3, obviously, after that late move to Renault. He is certainly going to be one to watch for Season 4. And personally, my very, very early call for Season 4, Sergio Perez, P4 at the end of the day, 3 points off Hamilton in the end. Racing points second overall in the Constructors. They are certainly going to be the team to beat as we head in towards Season 4. Though with Hülkenberg in 5th, Weber in P6, Verstappen, Butler, Gasly and Bottas around at the top 10. There with Lando Norris, he jumped me in the final race of the season. If we'd got P10 at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, we would have stayed ahead of Norris because we had the fastest lap in that Grand Prix. So if we'd had one more retirement, we would have got P11 in the Drivers' World Championship there. But unfortunately, yeah, Norris did jump us right at the end of the day there. George Russell came through for P13, Sainz in 14th. They're a huge drop-off down to Sainz with just 7 points for McLaren. Raikkonen on 2, and then Stroll, Grosjean, Antonio Giovinazzi, Danny Kvyat and Alexander Albon there, all not scoring points. As you can tell, obviously, I was the only point scorer for Haas, Sainz was the only point scorer for Alfa Romeo, and Raikkonen was the only point scorer for... Sainz for McLaren, Raikkonen obviously for Alfa Romeo at the end of the day. Men, the Ferrari did win the Constructors' World Championship, Racing Point in 2nd, Renault did jump Mercedes in P3 there. Mercedes, I wonder how much further they're going to drop in Season 3 there from P4 ahead of Red Bull in P5. Really a rough season for them, sort of in no man's land throughout a lot of the World Championship there. Williams in 6th, Haas 7th, McLaren, Alfa Romeo there, and Toro Rosso, they've now gone 2 straight seasons without scoring a single point in the Haas Road to Glory there. Really not what they would have wanted from this season there. Having a look though at the season results, as you can see, if I can actually click the right pedals, a very up and down season. 8 different winners over the course of this World Championship. Both Ferraris, both Renaults, both Racing Points, and both Mercedes all managed to win a race in this World Championship. Max Verstappen got 3 podiums at the end of the day. Red Bull really did start to come out good right at the very end of the season. And Valtteri Bottas, a very rough year for him. A best finish of 5th in the World Championship. Not quite what he would have wanted at the end of the day there. But you can see, yeah, Sebastian Vettel took home 4 race victories. Obviously, that last being at the Belgian Grand Prix, even I should say. Charles Leclerc took home 2 race victories. Actually, after that in the World Championship, he won at Italy, just like we saw last weekend in real-life Formula 1, and then also at Japan there. Lewis Hamilton took 3 races in the first 6 Grand Prix. He looked like he was going to try and make it World Championship number 7, but unfortunately after that, just Mercedes lacked off, and then obviously that move to Renault did mean he got 1 final podium at the Mexican Grand Prix, but even that was in lucky circumstances when you consider, I think it was Lucas Weber actually retired from... no, was it Weber? I can't remember who it was actually who retired from the lead of that Grand Prix there at the end of the day. So yeah, unfortunate for them. Yeah, no, it was Lucas Weber. As you can see, finished P11 in that race, obviously, because he retired in the final corner of the final lap there. You can see further down though, Sergio Perez, 6 race wins over the course of the season. To finish P3 with the most race wins is probably quite heartbreaking for Sergio, but 3 DNFs in the early stages of the season really did cost him in the World Championship there. 5 wins in the final 6 races. I actually thought it was 5 in a row. I got Japan and Russia the wrong way round. So yeah, Sergio Perez, he looks heading into Season 3 like very much a champion contender. Obviously with no rule changes, it will basically just be the same performance as we get ready for Season 3 there. Hülkenberg took home 1 race victory and quite a few podiums at the end of the day. You know, he finally broke his podium curse in Formula 1 and took home 3, 4, 6, 7 podiums at the end of the day. I'm sure he's quite happy with that one, but I think he's a bit worried about Sergio Perez as we head in towards the new season there. Now, yeah, as you can see, Devon Butler took home 2 race wins with Renault early on there, and Pierre Gasly took home a race win for Mercedes as well at the end of the day. But for us personally, though, it was an interesting season. A pretty, weird mix at the end of the day. You know, we scored a point at Australia, and that probably set the tone for the entirety of Season 2. There were going to be a lot of races where we were just trying to hold on at the end of the day there. That point at Australia, an unfortunate result at Bahrain, a 6th at Shanghai, one of our best results actually of the season on the whole. An unfortunate DNF at Baku, 11th at Barcelona, 11th in my opinion is the most depressing place you can finish in a Formula 1 race there. And then a 9th, we scored 2 valuable points at Monaco there. 11th at Canada, 14th at France, another DNF unfortunately at Austria after a horrendous race weekend. Just all in all there. And then another 2 points at the British Grand Prix, 12th, and then that glorious podium at the Belgian Grand Prix there. And those sort of 3 races, you know, Belgium, Monza and Sochi, really quite weird at the end of the day. I honestly thought perhaps we'd set ourselves up for a good end to Season 2. But yeah, then another 3 12th places, a 10th and an 11th there to finish off the World Championship. Consistent towards the end of the year there. You know, if you take out those 3 really good races, pretty much every race apart from Shanghai, we were, between, obviously excluding the DNFs there, 9th through to 12th at the end of the day. 114th there at Bahrain and Le Castellet as well, the French Grand Prix. Yeah, 9th to 12th was pretty much where we were finishing throughout most of this World Championship, and yeah, quite happy with that. You know, if you look at that for a Haas team, that seems quite respectable. That seems quite realistic. The podium at Spa, a little bit extreme, but, you know, we saw Germany this year at Toro Rosso scored points, and they can't score anything in our Haas Road to Glory career mode. So yeah, I will take that at the end of the day. Heading, though, into Season 3, the aim is still just to make progress. I hope you guys do stick around for it as well. There is a long, long way to go in this Haas Road to Glory. We have got 2 big upgrades already for Australia, the ultimate engine upgrade and then a chassis weight distribution major upgrade as well. Should mean that we jump past Mercedes and we are all over the back of Ferrari as well. I'd love to try and get a win in Season 3. Whether it will be possible, though, we will have to wait and see. You know, potentially if we get a bit lucky somewhere, we will wait and see if we've, you know, make the performance gains that we need to. But ultimately, yeah, I want to be a top 10 contender once again. You know, we should have the 6th best car. 6th, you know, really close to Ferrari as well. So we should be fighting for points, I feel, at the end of the day. But that is it for Season 2 of the Haas Road to Glory Career Mode. Let's dive in. It's time for Season 3. Hopefully, I will see you guys next time for the Australian Grand Prix.